Hey, have you ever imagined what happens whenever you dispose your smartphone in the bin? And actually, you know that smartphones in itself are very bad materials or substances for the environment. Actually, there are two things that happens when these things okay when you throw your smartphone in the bin or you dispose of smartphone incorrectly. Number one is that it's going to end up sitting in a landfill site and at the end up taking space in the soil, or it's going to end up getting incinerated and releasing chemical substances into the air and damaging plants and animals. So I'm sure that's the main reason why these big tech companies like the Samsung, Apple, Xiaomi, and Co. They actually find pleasure in you bringing the old phones to them. Then they give you some extra card that's if it still works. Yes. Then these phones are actually transformed into what they recycled into other products that can be reused in the market. Definitely lower versions. And even with this, I actually have something to doubt because it's quite impossible, looks quite impossible, yes. Because look at how smartphones are now sophisticated with thousands and thousands and millions of different kind of metals like aluminium, zinc, all those metals, yeah, used in preparing your phone. So yes, look at how this kind of metal, it's quite impossible to have an efficient recycling method for these phones to be used in the market, yeah, or to be used, these parts to be used to make other products or something. But this brings us to the main thing, introducing Apple's robot called Daisy. So in this video, we're going to look at actually what it does, how it works, and what benefits can we derive from this kind of robot. So this is primary images to recycle, yeah, just for recycling purposes. And that's by using 85 amps to manually pull apart older phones. I think it ends up to 12 Pro Max years per the database. So yeah, to pull out old iPhones and manually pull them, harvest it organized more efficiently. So the question is, how does it work? Like how is it programmed to work? It's very simple. I think there's 4 steps there. Very, very simple. So number one is that it takes a photo of the phone placed in it and cross checks through using its internal database to know which kind of phone is this and how to treat it. Yes. Then the phone is being transferred to a place where Daisy actually uses a gas of really cold air, where Daisy uses a gas of really cold air to what is the adhesive around the battery. Yeah, this section just removes the battery. Then when it freezes, it just slaps the phone to the substance and the battery moves. Imagine if this phone is big. So yeah, the third session is all about screening. Yes. Why screen? Just for the first session. So with the third session, just when that's where the screws are actually used for the first session. And what happens in the first session? That's when all the metals in the phone, be it aluminium, zinc, lithium, I mentioned yes. So it's being removed because the screws are removed, so definitely it's going to be used in. It's being apportioned into different boxes or whatever container is going to be apportioned in. You understand? And after all, it is then recycled into pure upmarket materials that will be needed for by you and I. So yes, that's all what Daisy does. Yes, it's just this 4 things. It just takes a picture of the phone, then knows how it treats the phone. Then the next thing is that it slaps the battery out. Then the following thing is that it screws. Then when the screws are being removed, the metals are being removed and are portioned into different boxes. Then it's then recycled into what I mean pure markets. Pure materials needed for recycling whatsoever it is. It's very, very simple. But one thing you should know that what's the main reason for this thing? What are we benefiting from it? What's Apple benefiting from it? Not only Apple benefiting, but aside this robot, there's other robots that Apple has, like Dave, and even the other robot that is specifically used for removing airport cases. Very interesting. And I don't think Samsung has a robot for their phones or something, but with Apple, yeah, there are robots for this and that different tasks. So what's the main goal of this robot thing? For me personally, I think there are two ultimate goals for all these robots, whatsoever robots they are, being it Apple or any other robots. Now, one is just to be speaking on Apple's side, is just to be 100% carbon neutral. This is not going to be easy. It's going to be quite hard, but as to when, I can't tell. But actually, from some of the bosses, it says
Number 1 is to become 100% carbon neutral by 2030.
meaning that any carbon that Apple emits through its processes would have to be offset by carbon it takes in through its environmental processes. And the second goal is to be building new products from recycled materials. So meaning less cost of production, increased profits. That's a big mind. What do you think? What's our part? What can we do? Okay, then let's be selling our phones to Apple. Or what do you think? No, the Apple ban. This kind of big companies, tech companies actually request your old phones, yes, because they're going to recycle it, use for another thing, gain profit. So definitely, yeah, or something. But for me personally, I won't be surprised if phones are actually based on recycled materials. Imagine holding an iPhone 15 or the next iPhone. So I know iPhone 14 the latest. So imagine holding an iPhone 15 and you probably know that everything was built from a recycled material, being it the camera, accessories, its camera, the bag, its board, everything was built completely from recycled materials. Interesting. I don't think it's going to be hard because already there are products in like Microsoft's mouse and other more than Samsung products that were built from plastics and even fishing nets. And I think Apple, with Apple's, if you studied with the where the home button is, there is some line where I think that one was built with plastic or something. Yeah, not too sure about that. Yes, but I think I'll make you in depth if you want that plastic. Yeah. So yes, like I said, the main goal is just to reduce this kind of carbon, environmental damages and everything. So what part are we to play in this thing to make this thing a reality or something? Yes, so for me personally, I think one thing we should do with our old iPhones is maybe not dispose it off inaccidentally or irresponsibly, but one, you can dash it out. Yes, that's what you can do with an old phone. You can dash it out to send it to the old companies, the phone companies like Samsung and Google. Just receive an extra cash. That's if it still works. Yes, or three. I actually made a video on what to do with an old phone. I think you can check it out. That's all for today. And for if you like it, then I think a sub on the channel will be very, very miraculous. See you in my next video.